So today we'll be reviewing a product called BumptopReview, available for both Mac and PC at bumptop.com/Mac for $29 for the Pro version. This is the demo version that I'm using. And we're just going to be kind of going over what you can and can't do with it as compared to your normal Finder desktop. So as you see, it is three-dimensional. We have our walls, and we have a floor. There's a back wall back here as well, which you can't really see, but you see there's a note back there. It comes default with this pinme.png. You get two sticky notes. Create a new sticky note. You just click on there. Sticky note comes over here. Type whatever you want in here. To close it, you just simply click on your desktop or click in this outline here, and it'll close it. Whenever you have a new file or anything, it always shows up in the center no matter where you are. Say if I'm looking at this wall over here, I want to create a new folder. Just right click, new folder. You don't see our new folder because it's over here in the middle of the room. So just keep that in mind whenever you create a new folder and you're looking for it. We can move this around wherever we want. Just keep in mind though, if we put our sticky notes on the back wall here, the wording is actually backwards, as you can see, so you can't really read it. And I'm not really sure where our options are here either. I don't really see our options here to shrink it or grow it or anything. So I do think that's a bug that needs to be fixed. We don't have our options when we're on this back wall here. To navigate around, we just simply click on where we want to go. I do love the fact that we can use the floor just as our main background. Just double click on it and it comes up. I do wish that feature was available for every wall. You see it does put you on the floor, kind of in a standing position, staring at the wall. And we can see each wall, and you see here's our stacks here. We can actually see everything stacked up. Another thing I noticed in my Finder preferences, I do have hard disks and external disks turned off so they do not show on my desktop. For some reason, they still show up on BumptopReview. So there's another bug that needs to be fixed. Get in a little bit of what we can do. Stop with all the negative. Here's our pile here. These are all my files and everything on my desktop. If I want, I can break this pile, and it breaks everything up. I want to clean it up, I can clean it up, make it look nice. You see that file's kind of floating around. So another bug needs to be fixed. If we want to organize it a little bit more, we can just right click on our desktop and go pile by type. You see it'll put them in piles by the types. There's my .mov, my movies. If you want to rename a pile, just click on it and then click inside the name. We can rename it like that very easily. Those are my cell phone videos. If we want to break multiple piles, we can do that as well. And if we want to pile up those two piles, we can do that as well. If we want to throw a pile into a pile, just click the pile and bring it over there. And you see once the size changes smaller, it says I'm going onto that pile. And it will not change the name of the pile, it just throws that in there. Again, we can make it shrink, and we can make it grow, and we can break the pile. You can clean it up as well. If you want to add files into piles, same thing as adding a pile to a pile. Whenever the file gets smaller, it says it's going in there. To view what's in a pile, you can just double click on the pile. You see we get this little box that comes up. We can move this box by clicking anywhere inside the box and moving it. We can use our scroll wheel to navigate through the files, or we can use these arrows down here to navigate as well. If you want to take things out, we can simply click and drag and bring them out. And you see it reorganizes everything for us very nicely. It would be nice if we could resize this a little bit. If we want to throw these all into a pile, we can do that as well. And we can throw the pile right back in there if we want. And you see it put those three right there at the bottom. We can also select multiple things and throw them in there as well. And it will reorganize it for us automatically. One thing I did notice with BumptopReview, you notice if I take a file and drag it above another file in my Finder desktop, it'll open that up. And I can easily navigate through there and find another file and open it as well. I can pretty much open files inside of other files until I find out where I want to put this file at. You'll notice here in BumptopReview, if I drag something onto the file, all it does is change the size and say, hey, I'm going into that file. We can drag it on the dock though, and of course we still have the same effect because the dock is not affected here at all. You see it will open up the file, and we can go through and open up other files. Another thing to be aware of as compared to your Finder desktop, whenever you right click on something, your options are not as many. See here are our options in BumptopReview. And here are our options in Finder. We can label the things different colors. We have our view options and whatnot. Just be aware of that. Another thing to be aware of, whenever you hover over a movie in your regular Finder desktop, you get your little play button. And you can actually play the movie without actually opening up the file. In BumptopReview, if I wanted to do that, I'd have to click on it and use space. Use the space bar. Expose spaces and our quick look does work in BumptopReview, which is very nice. If I wanted to just clean up everything really quick, I could also do Command A, and we can do make one pile, throw it all back in my corner. I do like the fact that you can make every background different, or you can make them all the same. Simply right click, go change background. Here brings up our preferences, which there really aren't very many preferences. I do wish there was more. But you see we have use floors wallpaper for all walls. I can just simply check that, and it turns all my backgrounds the same. I can uncheck it if I want to redo it. You can always reset back to the default. So this is what BumptopReview looks like when you first get it as far as the wallpaper is concerned. If we want to change a wallpaper, we'll just click on which wallpaper we want to change, find our image, open, and it automatically changes it for us. If we want to undo our changes from when we first came into our backgrounds preferences, we just click undo. And you see everything's back to when we first came into our preferences. We also have the general tab here, which just allows us to open BumptopReview at login, automatically check for updates, and send anonymous usage statistics to the developer. We also have the Pro here. You see if we were in the Pro version, we would get unlimited sticky notes. We'd have the flip through pile feature, so if I had my pile here, I would use my scroll wheel. Each file would pop out the side one by one so I could view them as I'm scrolling through. We'd have the find as you type feature, so as if I typed a name of a file, I could find it really quick. And we would also have multi-touch gestures for your Magic Mouse or your laptop. Here on this wall I have some pictures just that I pulled out of my iPhoto library. I had a picture down here. I dragged another picture up here to the ceiling. You can see they kind of fall right on top of each other. Give it that more 3D feel. If I made this a little bit bigger though, and then dropped it, it wouldn't actually land on top, it'd land in front. So it does have some very nice 3D effects. The fact that we can see our pictures in preview is very nice too. One thing I don't like is the fact that it takes so long to get to your back wall. I mean, it's only 4 clicks, but it would be nicer if there was like maybe an arrow here or something I could just click on and take me to that back wall. Another thing that would be nice if in our backgrounds we could have the feature just have solid color backgrounds. Might be kind of nice, although I probably wouldn't use them anyways. Maybe have like a bulletin board or something where we can post notes and pictures and stuff up. Maybe like shelves or something. So just leave your comments down below. Tell me what you think about those ideas. You notice when we're looking at a wall, we kind of got this blank space up here that we can't really do anything with. Not sure why. Not sure if there's anything that could be done with that, but if you got any ideas, comment down below. We'll just get a little bit more into our files here. Show you what we can and cannot do with our files. We can break the piles, grow, we can shrink. You can grab these and throw them around. Some things to be careful of when you're throwing around your files. If you click inside the name on accident while trying to throw your files around the room, you can actually rename your files on accident. You can simply use Command Z to undo that, and we can actually use Command Z for our whole desktop to go back and forth through everything that we've done in our desktop. Another thing to be careful of, if you have a bunch of folders and files and whatnot over here, and you want to drag this down and kind of put it by them, you want to make sure that you're not throwing it on top because it's actually going to go inside a file. I've lost some files doing that, so just a quick note, take note of, keep that in mind. Here we also have our undo, and we can do a undo if we'd like with our files. We can also do a redo, so we can redo what we undid. We have a get info option as well, which is very nice. Again, if we just do a pile by type, we can do cleanup as well, and just kind of clean it up in squares. If we select just a portion of it, we can clean up whatever we want. Say if we do a pile by type, and we want our folders over here. If we want our movies over here, we'll just do break the pile, do cleanup. We can drag them all over here, and it looks nice. We can bring our folders down here, break the pile, clean it up, and do the same thing, and it looks pretty nice. Another thing just to take note of, I don't believe this is BumptopReview's fault at all, but you see it messed up on me. I got ballooned, and if I do Command Option Escape to force quit it, I don't have it here. Okay, so what you have to do is go into your utilities folder, and you actually have to find your activity monitor, and you have to open that up, and then you come in here, you'll find BumptopReview, and then you can do quit process, force quit. Overall, I do like BumptopReview, and I probably will buy the Pro version later. I just think it could use a lot more work, and keep in mind this did just come out for the Mac. There's this video that I've watched called BumptopReview 3D Multi-Touch Desktop right there. I'll put a link to this video in the info box. You can go check it out. It's a very nice video. You can see here that these guys really are smart guys. I just hope that they put as much effort into the Mac version as they did with this multi-touch version. Thanks for watching, guys.